Hello and welcome, vampires of eternity. Welcome to episode 2 of Eternity in Jersey City, our first 10-episode full-length series as Twilight Vigil for your blasphemous pleasure. If you missed the premiere, it is up on YouTube as we speak, and we had a beautiful recap voice acted by our beautiful Vin Voxier and edited by our omniscient co-producer Fabian. So thank you very much to the both of you beautiful sacks of fucking blood. Meet us after the break for some Bad House announcements. You watched the premiere, or you didn't. Welcome. Our content warnings, our usual content warnings for the show, can be found by the Twitch command !EJCCW. Cast command is !EJCcast. And a little summary of the show can be found at !EJC. Our usual content warnings for the show are, again, Christian trauma, intense body horror, intense gore, intense depictions of blood, cannibalism, mind control, and manipulation, being buried alive, and other dark themes. Today, we will be adding forced murderous drowning, car chases and accidents, self-immolation, and stalking. Viewer discretion is advised. Please do take care. Rewards are back, as you can see on this screen, as well as with me talking to you at your face right now. Go to command !tip to find our Streamlabs tip link, or go right to our channel points at the very end of your chat bar. $10 or 1,000 bits allows a vampire of your choice to give a free willpower roll, which is up to 3 non-hunger dice. $20 or 2,000 bits allows a vampire of your choice to rewrite time and experience a flashback, a good old classic Bad House RPG City of Mist feature that we bring out. My name is Josephine. You can find me at Scary Dogfriend on socials, and I will be your storyteller and your alchemist empress of Jersey City. I'll pass it off to B.
Hello everyone, I'm Benar, they, them. You can find me everywhere at Sassy Lich, and I'm going to be playing Sal, he, him, and I'm going to pass it off to our wonderful Vin.
Oh my gosh, hi, I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on all socials at Blue Sky, that's VinVox.com, which is also my website because I'm a voice actor, and tonight I'll be Candy, and honestly, you shouldn't worry about it. What are you worrying about, Kendo?
I don't got shit to worry about, because guess what? It's me, Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer. I use any and all pronouns that you will not be using, so I'll just take on those, put them in my pocket, and use them for later. And once more today, I'm playing the motherfucker himself, King. But I guess I should pass it on over to the other freak in the room.
Hi there, I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to let you work it. I'm going to put that thing down. To reverse it, that whole, all that good stuff. My name is Wes Franks. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me everywhere at carrion-comfort.com or carrionxcomfort. I don't know, because I'm bringing back 2003 gamer tags. And I am so graciously and humbly playing your obedient servant, Carbon, whose pronouns are he and it to certain people.
All right, we're gonna get into our recap. We meet King, then true torturous businessman of Princeton, New Jersey. Candy, toreador, sadistic entertainer of Atlantic City. Sorry about captions, everybody. There we go. Carbon, Nosferatu racer scum, and Sal, La Sombra ex-military dog of Patterson. Our 4 players find themselves invited to a blood feast with no hunt, as Wei Feng, Empress of the Ark of Eternity, introduces a fledgling vampire to the Canaanites of New Jersey who claims he is Jesus Christ. 12 apostles and Mary Magdalene are so named by Jesus at the blood feast. Instead of, again, King, Candy, Carbon, and Sal, Jesus will call our players Judas Iscariot, Simon Peter, John the Beloved, and James the Great. The Empress calls our 4 players aside as the inner circle of Jesus, warns of tensions and jealousy within the apostles and Jesus' personal conditions, that there will be 4 to guide him to his greater purpose. The Empress warns that no matter what, they praise and worship him as if he was really Jesus. But not too much. Jesus Christ's greater purpose to New Jersey is to destroy the Tremere of New York City. Once he serves his purpose, his body and soul will be offered up to devour by every surviving apostle. Let's change up the vibe. All of you have taken a few nights to settle into your new digs. Luxury apartments and businesses spanning the entirety of Jersey City to cushion your new lives. To babysit Jesus Christ. Your packs move accordingly, and you yourselves are accommodated fairly quickly. It's strange. The museums and parks, the art districts, the electric eyes on the Holland Tunnel and the Hudson River, the coastal view of the Statue of Liberty, the new customers, the fashion of the area, and the food culture you cannot smell, unless you really wanted to. Another club marquee has already been franchised for Candy, and one of King's bars already set up in Jersey City accommodates nicely to its proprietor. We focus in now on winding city streets and alleys, residential ways. Carbon, the geographic hive mind that is your pack, keeps up with you. Always in radius, always casually taking that stop sign just a bit longer, speeding just the right amount to make sure you're all within the same radio to proximity. Kelly and Lute are in the more talkative car, aka the car that just appears to be 2 feminine folks just enjoying a nice ride out in the town. Maybe they're a little high, maybe they're a little drunk, but it's all right. You find yourself in a new car for tonight, outfitted just the way that you like, suited up just the way you like, with your passenger princess right next to you, Jesus Christ himself. He is shirtless, he is barefoot, and he is wearing what just seems to be mud-tracked, long jeans. His hair, again, just sort of mid-length. You're sort of now noticing, not against harsh red orgy lights, but more of a sandy blonde brown, a bit of a wave to it, noticing the remnants of stubble before he died, the condition that he was in just before that beautiful death. And Connor, another one of your pack, is begrudgingly driving a car that also holds the rest of the inner circle. Sal, Candy, and King. Focusing in very briefly, Connor seems to be driving not necessarily a limousine, perhaps maybe more of like a black SUV, something that most drivers around you would want to, you know, drive around, just make sure that you're not a cop situation. The windows are tinted. The 3 of you know that in this car, you will be at a safe distance, while this pack, Carbon's pack, will be taking you all on a Montero hunt. There is something that almost conjures in the mind of those Spanish hunts dogs. But you are in the dreary city. You were rather in these residential ways. Connor, to the three of you, just appears to be wrapped almost maybe head to toe in bandages. Maybe that is out of embarrassment, maybe that's out of pride, whatever it may be. Connor just grumbles that he's not part of the action. Is there any conversation that happens as you're just waiting for any blip of radio, any sign to see who Jesus decides to hunt down tonight between the three of you? We'll get to Carbon and Jesus very soon.
Honestly, it depends on like the car situation. Like who's sitting in the passenger seat, who's in the back. Are we all in the back? What's that looking like?
Someone can be in the passenger seat, and there is like that second and then third like back seats. So however you decide.
Gotcha.
King is definitely as far back in the car as possible. He loves being driven around. You can be in the back here.
Cookie position.
You can be in the back here.
Absolutely not.
What's wrong, Candy?
If that's the case, nothing's wrong. No. Candy's in the passenger seat.
Astounding. So we're each, like, it's Candy, and I imagine King way in the back third seat, and Sal in the middle, and it's just none of us sat by each other.
We all chose completely isolated rows, which I think makes sense. I think for right now,
feels right. Feels good.
Does he care if I smoke in the car?
Connor is like, I can't fucking smell anything, so why the fuck would it matter to me?
You know what? Fair enough. Cool. I'm definitely full on just smoking in the back of the back. I think I have like a hand rolled blunt that I just like keep with me, you know, just in case. Do I get high? Like not really. We don't really get high, but there's an oral fixation here that's being sated.
Astounding. I think you just get a glance from Sal, and it's kind of a befuddled glance when he sees what you're doing. Okay, whatever.
Got a problem?
No, I don't have a problem. I just think it's...
Want to hit?
No, I'm good. It doesn't do a lot.
Feels good. In the mouth, anyway.
You wouldn't understand, King. Sal doesn't know what to do with his mouth.
Neither do you, Candy.
Ooh.
You promised.
Oh. We promised a lot of things. Let's not bring...
You're right. Why would I bring promises into anything? Actually, I do have a question now that we're conversating. Was it a good idea to put the dog with our Lord and Savior?
Now, what do you think Carbon's gonna do wrong?
I don't know. I don't trust it.
Connor starts speeding.
Oh, there goes a nerve.
Somehow I think if anybody's gonna take Jesus Christ on a little car chase, it should be the resident crash test dummy. You know, they got a lot of... that whole pack. They do this all the time. Unless you want to drive.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
King, any input?
Oh, I don't give a fuck who's with them. I mean, really, I'm glad that I at least don't have to be right up front and center for the first time, right? We gotta watch. We gotta see how things go. Why not have the crash test dummy do it? That's what they're for.
So no
if
one
it goes
is
wrong
about like any ulterior motives,
of
no extra whispering
for Carbon.
I guess
What's
I'm
Carbon
paranoid.
gonna do?
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think he's gonna do? What do you think he's
I
gonna
don't know.
say?
That's you. You know it more than I do, right? Like that's
Yeah,
like
I do. And I don't think... I mean, you heard how into this whole shit he was. It's probably good that somebody's stroking that motherfucker's ego.
okay. I'm just going to shut up. I think that's what we all need right now. It's me not talking.
Candy. Just chill out. It's the first night. What could go wrong? Want to hit? And I pass the butt to the front seat.
Sal would begrudgingly help. Like, when he sees you trying to reach past his head, he's like, "Can you bind?"
Yeah, fully gets up over
Yeah.
the seat to try to get past you.
Just let me do it. There you go.
Pats you on the
And it
shoulder.
just burns
Thanks,
in her
bud.
face.
All right. Doing all this for nothing.
Connor,
Pass
all the
it back
while,
to you.
just seethes to himself because he is your unders. In the car with Carbon and Jesus Christ. Carbon, what type of car are you driving?
So this is an import. This is specifically a 1995 Nissan Skyline GTR. They were outlawed in the United States for a long time until they were introduced as the Infinity Series. This one is orange with a black racing stripe on the left side. The passenger side is on the left-hand side. The driver's side is on the right-hand side, as is tradition when driving Japanese automotive vehicles. The inside is a sickly green neon color. The sound of SZA's Seek and Destroy is about to give way to something completely different, but the vibes could not be more immaculate. Though it is 95 miles per hour in suburban and residential leading into urban streets, taking corners way too sharp, that sort of thing. The rest of the gang, they drive their own specific makes and models. Kelly is a German automotive person, so BMWs. Connor is a bit more into American, typically muscle, but sometimes we'll just drive big fuck off SUVs or anything like that. And the other half, they're all, there's various underlings to Kelly and them that drive their own specific automobiles. But yeah, the vibes couldn't be more pleasant. So what I was thinking is we could just take you around to different neighborhoods around and just see if there's anything you like. We could go and stop at a drive-thru. Or we could go by a park. Cruising is a thing,
And I think the entire time you speak, the entire time you drive, you cut these corners, Jesus, some kind of fresh fair maiden, just has to make little sounds of delight as things go faster. As things slow down, he just is so reactive to your ears. And he's not wearing a seatbelt, because of course, why would he? I think he's just looking over you, and you can feel almost that similar warmth from the hand from someone who is, however impossibly old as the Empress is supposed to be. That feeling of that warmth just not even touching your skin, the mask. But you can feel almost a similar glow to Jesus. Something moist, something human. Like he's real and living next to you and breathing. But he just smiles, and there's still that, not scent, that aura of in between life and death. And he just looks over you with excitement. I want to go through construction yards.
Construction yards. Interesting. That could be fun. That could be quite fun. I could find some. Would you prefer to act on your own, or we can get the rest of the hounds out?
If there's some sort of group, maybe some tailgating party or something along those lines, as many people as we can offer baptism tonight, I want to show as many of you how I feed and how I worship.
Fisher of men, then.
Yes. I think if you're familiar with the river bridge, and he's referring to Hackensack, there's a moment just before the bridge turns into the highway towards Newark. We can drive off a couple of fuckers, and I'll show you everything.
We can have fun with it. I know the place. I know what you're talking about. You can figure it out. Have you ever participated in a group hunt?
No. I appreciate a leader, someone who can work me through it first.
The music turns to New Kid in Town by the Eagles. And Carbon slaps the dashboard and goes, hot damn. Okay, great. Fantastic. Cranks the music up and goes, a leader. Got it. I can do that. And then starts fiddling a little bit with some knobs. And then moves back a cover that's in the center console and turns a nozzle on a tank, and then I am going to proceed to utilize me and my gang of car perverts to start rounding up some folks. We're going to construction yards. We're rounding up some homeless. We're rounding up any people that are out and about that are out too late, necking in the park when they shouldn't be. And it's just going to be a lot of high-speed, frenetic attacking like velociraptors or wolves, whatever you want to fucking call it. A lot of flanking, and then getting your attention in the front, maybe doing some donuts around you, and somebody grabs you when you're not paying attention.
This can be, honestly, a couple of things for me. It's either going to be stealth or leadership here, just to grace the Montero's pool in general, but I'll let you choose the attribute.
Ooh.
Or rather, even drive, right?
Yeah. We can go ahead. I think probably either composure or resolve fits for this one. Just maintaining my cool or being resolute. Yeah, let's go resolve. Resolute. We can make it resolve drive. How does that sound?
Sounds fantastic. This is gonna be not hard. This will be challenging, but you do have your hounds out tonight. Can you get me 4 successes for Jesus?
4 successes for my Lord and Savior? I guess so. Alright. Let's see if there's anything that can help with my lore sheet here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, honestly, why not? Add an extra dice for Pony Express.
Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna do drive
And then what else is up your sick little...
plus resolve. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and roll it. I think that's about
Okay.
it, merit laws wise, that I can use right now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful reroll if needed.
I won't need it. That's 6 successes.
Okay.
That's with a crit. A critical success. 6 successes. Kind of what I do.
No, nothing messy for today. I didn't ask
Nothing
you
messy
to.
for now.
Didn't actually ask you to rouse, so just do that for me, super quick.
Yeah.
Everyone else, go ahead and make sure you do a rouse check behind the scenes.
That's a success.
Success. Don't get quite hungrier. All right. Pulling
I got
everyone.
my passenger princess JC to impress.
Exactly. Pulling everyone into the scene, into this stunning success. Are you the one to make the radio comms, or do you put that in Kelly's hands?
No, it's me.
Okay. What do you say to the entire strip of folks here reliant on your telecommunication?
So what they're seeing right now is quite possibly what seems like just incoherence that is producing a ballet. Essentially, them in the ride along car following up behind. You could probably see somebody in that car brings up a laptop that has multiple screens. There are GoPros that are set up on everybody's car. As there are, like I described, like going to construction sites, whipping up dust with dirt and everything like that, and then people hopping out of cars and just swooping them up in the middle of the dust storm. Zip tie, gaffer tape across the mouth or around the face, and then toss into a trunk. Things like that. Opening up a car door, knocking somebody down, and then grabbing them while the car door is still open and scooping them up. It is quite terrifyingly efficient with the use of cars. A lot of also just you will hear the entire time directing Carbon saying the names of just TV characters from sitcoms. So you'll hear Urkel and then Mr. Jefferson, and then going through and just calling out different just for different maneuvers and everything. And then lastly, we go to there is a hot dog stand where there's a guy that's probably pissed off with all the racket, and Carbon pulls the car up in front of it and then backs it up just enough so it knocks the hot dog cart over, and the water goes spilling out and everything, and the guy's like, what the fuck, and then Carbon just steps out, hits the trunk, and it pops open, and then takes a cattle prod and hits the guy in the neck, and then just tosses him into the trunk, and then just closes it, and then gets back and then just drives off. And then the cars one by one just get in formation.
Through Connor's radio, going back to the rest of the inner circle, there is just hootin' and hollering from Kelly and Lute's car. Just two guys having a blast. This is exactly what this pack does. What are the reactions from the rest of this inner circle? Y'all have not participated in any of these hunts before. Sal, maybe you've heard of the great tales, but what are the reactions? Any radio telecoms happening? Any praise for Carbon?
Nothing over the comms, but I think King is watching from the back of this car the deadly efficiency, the coordination, the teamwork, the synchronicity. It's something that he desires for his own pack, and I think is in this moment internally acknowledging that maybe there's more than Carbon than he thought, and maybe more that he wants to know.
I think if we get to see the cattle prod maneuver, from this car, As soon as that happens and the guy goes down, Sal just told you he had it.
What? A sequence of jackass is nothing incredible.
It's not
Oh,
just
yeah?
a sequence of jackasses up there. That's art.
Thank you. It is.
Oh, why don't you blow him next?
If you ask nicely.
Don't mind Candy. She's not cultured, clearly.
Excuse me, not cultured.
To be clear, that was a joke. I'm not sucking
Yeah.
his dick. To be clear.
No homo, as the kids say.
I don't need to say it. We all know it.
I mean, that's your business.
Connor just looks at Sal and Candy from like the rear view mirror, like, okay. At some point, bringing the mood back down, Carbon, as there is this great overtaking, there is a great harvest, there is a great hunt for Jesus Christ. All of the cars in the darkness now, with the surreptitious attempt here. I will actually ask Carbon, let's do another roll here just to make sure that there are no particular followers around, right? Let's see, what do you got?
Got a lot.
You have a lot,
I got-
yeah. Let's do composure and drive.
Ooh. All right.
Get a 3.
Perfect. Four.
Beautiful. All cars in synchronicity pull in surreptitiously towards the, not beach area, this is a river, but towards the land and area, the buildings that are around a bridge are not necessarily very pretty. The still water, the river pools that make up of the area. It's for the construction runoff. Jesus, after all of that, just, I think when the cars finally roll to a stop, Jesus just lets out a hearty laugh, as if he takes breath. There is flushing in his cheeks, and he is just so pleased and thrilled. And Carbon, I think, this man, I kind of refuse to say whether or not he's beautiful or ugly to any of you. I think you all have your own answers to what you think he looks like. But I think he just puts his actual hands on either side of your mask in your face, Carbon. You are my beloved. You are beautiful. And I can only hope you show me that as many times as I ask.
We won't even have to.
Thank you.
Let's feed the masses.
Jesus steps outside. Kelly and Lute also begin to just throw a bunch of tied up people. There is, we'll say, the slightest concern as far as the amount of noise that all of them are making, but to be very fair, they are still alive and some still unconscious or conscious. Connor doesn't say anything to the rest of the inner circle as he also just steps out and runs out to make sure that he's able to help the rest, but the rest of you as the inner circle are able to leisurely make your way over to, we'll say, this little, like, the very tall grass clearing, not even clearing, we'll say, just before it gets to just straight up river. But this is sort of, again, the area where the man-made pools of construction runoff and still water begin to meet sand and then the proper river. Does anyone have a D8?
Yeah?
Just one person call out the result that you get.
Okay. 4.
Okay. I was already going to add a +2 to this. There are 6 people that were kidnapped this night. Who steps out of the car first of the inner circles? Black SUV.
The non-believer.
Candy, you step out. Unfortunately, for whatever shoe situation that you're wearing, it is just the, melty, strange sand and pebble, gravel in the area. And who's behind you?
I'm pretty quick to get out unless King's real quick on the draw.
I'm in like the back,
The back
so I
back?
imagine I have to
Oh my gosh.
go so
Okay.
I think I have to be last.
Do you have to climb over these
I
things?
climb over you to be second. No, I'm okay being last.
Alright.
Okay. Carbon. You see Candy step out, then Sal, then King. As all 4 of you now just wait to see what Jesus means by baptism.
Can I use a merit, please?
Yes.
I have check the trunk, which
Okay.
means that I can open up my trunk essentially, and I can grab essentially what is 2 dots resources item.
Yeah.
I would like to grab 2. They're essentially beanbag riot shotguns, and I'm gonna hand one to Sal. I open up the trunk, and you can see like the guy is tied up with it, and I'm just going to grab them. They're in like sheaths on the sides of the trunk, and I'm just gonna pull them out and hand one. And I'm quiet, I'm silent. I'm just gonna look down at the hot dog cart guy, and I'm gonna show him the bean bags. They're in these little capsules, and I'm gonna load them in one by one into the under of the shotgun, and then pump it, and then drag him out, and then put him with the rest. Finally,
Astounding. Yeah, I load. If mine's not already loaded, I'll load it the same, less showy because I don't have anyone to threaten yet. But totally silent, just moving with you.
Candy and King just watching the 2 sons of thunder, the brothers of vultures, work silently.
Admire from afar.
Glowering.
I take my blunt and I like kind of gesture to Candy. It ain't all that bad.
I just think they're having too much fun.
Why shouldn't
And-
we?
And just to cap that off to show that we're having too much fun, once we get everybody in place and everything, I imagine it's a semicircle of cars with their headlights on. I think Carbon's going to turn, and you can see that once everybody's like gotten everybody arranged, they've gone back to their cars, and then Carbon's just going to hold up two hands like this, and you're going to hear revving of engines, a bit like Mad Max, and then just stopping, and then it gets quiet, just the idling.
The
And then just
conductor.
quiet.
Jesus, who is spindly limbed, again, average height. But Carbon, you saw the aura of power that this man has. Maybe to everyone's surprise besides Carbon, with one hand, just like what seems to be a simple gesture, Jesus picks up what seems to be the biggest man. This man is a white guy with a buzz cut, clearly like wearing the like yellow construction vest. He is currently just sort of like, he's the one that is tossing and turning the most violently and aggressively to get himself out of this predicament. But Jesus just picks him up with ease, and he carries him towards that threshold of still water and river. And he looks over behind himself. Come, bear witness.
Right. I'll walk closer.
Sure, why not?
Your shoes and pant legs have to trudge through some amount of sandy water and oil slick and glitter and spill. And this man, this construction worker, just like struggling. Jesus has him kneel before on top of all the tall grass. And Jesus very slowly takes the duct tape out, and naturally he begins to start screaming. And there is just a quick, strong, swift gesture where Jesus just begins to hold his neck down into the water. The forearms of Jesus bulge supernaturally. Where there is or would be veins of blood, blue, green, whatever it may be, it is a deep purple, almost gray. And calmly, Jesus says, as whoever is all around to see him, whoever is there to see the minutia of this process, whoever looks over Jesus' shoulder, his fingernails begin to plunge into the back of the neck of the construction worker. What was everyone else's rouse checks, by the way?
Miss.
You get hungrier, Sal. So Candy gets hungrier, and King is okay. We'll say a bit of that surges, or stirs rather, not surges. A bit of that stirs here. There is Annie's voice, a pleasant hum in the back of your head, Sal. A bit of that vocal fry, a picture of blonde hair just whooshing by you, and Candy, violin music, and a man with rolled up sleeves and a smirk. A pleasant hum, but one with a bit more gravel, a bit more bass. And Jesus speaks calmly as this man drowns and screams underwater. The kingdom of heaven is like a fishing net that was thrown into the water and caught fish of every kind. When the net was full, they dragged it up onto the shore, sat down, and sorted the good fish into crates, but threw the bad ones away. That is the way it will be at the end of the world. The angels will come and separate the wicked people from the righteous, throwing the wicked into the fiery furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And he turns around to all of you as, eventually, after his almost fun little fairy tale, almost the fun little Mother Goose's lullaby that he just riddled off to before all of you, the body stops moving, and blood and bubbles just surge through all of the oil-slick water. He turns around to all of you, as all of the other mortals just are silent in their horror. Do you understand all these things?
Sure.
So the vulture studies the Octorus Rite. We know what bonds us. Sal and I have taken of the cup, though I don't know about these two.
I want to gauge Sal's reaction when Carbon like kind of groups them together in that.
There is a flash of, for real? Like a surprise? A kind of mental calculation, and then agreement. Careful, calculated agreement.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Jesus looks at Candy last expectantly.
I'm sorry, am I supposed to respond to that?
He just shrugs. He smiles at you. There's something very endearing to the amount that you don't care about him. It's working out for your favor, you're realizing. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
And that's all that I want to hear. Now, I know that there is a bit of an odd number of us. But John, he looks up at Carbon. Pick of your next to baptize and proceed.
I'll go ahead and just grab, I'll say it's like a frat boy by the back of the head, and just kind of like bring him up to his knees. The hands all been zip-tied into the clasping hand kind of thing. Bring it up. Carbon will look between the three of you. And I'm gonna drag that frat boy to the river, and I am going to kneel down next to him. You're starting to see like moths and fireflies are starting to gather around Carbon, and Carbon's gonna kneel down next to the guy and say, "What is your name?"
Kyler.
Tyler. It's a shitty name. I'm gonna put you through something pretty rigorous, Kyler. And if you make it, we'll get you a new name.
I'm not
How's
gonna
that sound?
I'm not gonna fucking make it, and you know that I'm not gonna fucking make it.
Those that have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains, Kyler.
Man, what
I'm
the
gonna
fuck
just
is a
grab
mustard seed?
And dunk his head into the river and just hold down, and then just put my full weight, and I can just feel his face hit the mud, and just look over towards Jesus.
Again, shirtless. There is like this chest flush throughout all of him. Jesus is sweating blood as there is just pleasure that just exudes from witnessing this.
Right when Kyler's about to give way to the water, I'm going to float the body towards Jesus. Just like take it and just kind of like almost like or I guess I should say skip it, almost like a skipping stone, but just like slide across the water and stand up and start making my way back to the shore. And I'm just going to parade the rest.
All of you see that Jesus is not eating yet, not feeding. He is dragging bodies into a pile. And he is pleasantly surprised at seeing Kyler's body being floated towards him. He just puts it right next to the broader body of the construction worker. Who is next?
Well, okay then. Candy is probably going to pick one of the unfortunate neckings, some young girl who's probably scared shitless. But what she does is activate awe when she kneels and helps the girl up.
She's nice and ready to stand for you.
Hey, I know this is all a bit of a shock, but that's what art is, right? Something just spontaneous and new and amazing. We're just gonna have a quick dip, alright?
Do you take her duct tape off of her mouth?
Yeah, it's as careful as one would like genuinely be, and is like getting dirt out of her face and brushing her hair back and stuff.
Like a baptism.
Exactly like a baptism.
And all of you feel free, Candy, to describe a bit more, but it is the quietest baptism, the quietest drowning. Just some demure bubbling as eventually this young girl's mouth gives way to the water and the oil.
And she carries her back. Doesn't have that like staunch, disgusted, previous ick with her. Just lays it at his feet.
Thank you, Candy. Rather, he would say, thank you, Simon Peter.
Of course, my lord. And saunters back to the other two.
Look over to King. You want to pick one, Judas?
I'll look over those who are left. I think I eye this construction contractor, real suit type, white, pale, dark hair, kind of that's been really like dirtied and messed up after being, dragged into a truck and brought out here to be killed. And I look to Sal and I go, yeah, I'll go next. It's been a while since I've drowned someone. And I walk over to this guy who's been, bound at the wrists and ankles, and I grab him by the back of his neck, and I drag him through the dirt towards the river.
He struggles.
They have tape on their mouth. Is that correct, Carbon?
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Cool. Then when we get to the edge of the river, I kind of drop him, and seeing that he can struggle enough, I'm gonna kind of just stand there and wait till he kind of struggles to a kind of weird sitting position, and then I kneel down and I rip the gaffer tape from over his mouth.
Immediately starts screaming.
Sweetie, that's not necessary. No one's going to be able to hear you anyway. And I want to activate Shadow Cloak.
Okay.
As the shadows begin to darken around me and around him. And I think for him, things just go gray. And there's only me and him in his vision.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's your name?
It is Emmett Clark, and I am an extremely important person, and I can promise you that this is just all we can get through this, and I know that I can get through this, and you're a reasonable person.
Oh, I'm very reasonable, Emmett. I'm very reasonable. Emmett. Well, that's one hell of a name, For someone like you, that is. In the position you're about to find yourself in.
I don't understand.
Of course you wouldn't. White men never understand, do they? Emmett, you're gonna drown tonight. I'm just gonna let you know that right off the bat, and I want you to know that because I want you to expect it coming. I want you to anticipate what it's gonna feel like when I push you under the water. You know how many people drowned in Hurricane Katrina? And I'm gonna slowly get to a standing position.
No.
Of course you don't. Why would you? You love living in ignorance. I'm gonna grab him by the scruff of his neck and I'm gonna slowly walk out into the water. I want you to guess, Emmett, how many people?
2,000.
3,000. Come on, give me a fucking number, a real fucking number.
He just keeps stuttering. He doesn't know, and for some reason there's an amount of pride that doesn't just give a specific set of numbers.
It doesn't matter, Emmett. And we're in the middle of the river now, and I'm holding, he's half of his body is in the water, and I'm just not even looking at him. He's just behind me as I'm kind of dragging. It doesn't matter, Emmett. It really doesn't matter. And I'm gonna forcefully drag him out in front of me and kind of toss him into the water. I want you to put your head in. Come on, Emmett, put your head in the water.
But I can't.
Come on, Emmett. You got 10 seconds before I put it deeper than that. 9.
Give me a
8.
manipulate and intimidation, please. You have a +2 bonus to this because of Shadow of Cloak.
Amazing. Can I also use awe for this?
Of course.
Amazing. Me trying to figure out how demi-plane works.
Oh, no worries.
No, I got it. You said I have a +2 to this?
Yep.
How do I add +2?
There should be a regular and hunger die button at the bottom.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And I'll just
you
click
can add
2 of those. There we go.
2 regulars, yeah.
That is 5 successes.
That is beautiful. What can anyone do? What more can any sad sack of shit do? He just plunges his head into the water, knowing now and wanting to please you. There
But you have-
is an amount where he wants to stop hearing your voice, but he can't get away from it at the same time.
Put your head underneath the water. Come on, Emmett. You can do it with me. And I slowly kneel down, getting to where about he is, and then I like motion for the dunking of his head.
And he goes, his breath immediately bubbling because there wasn't a specific command of hold your breath or not, so he gets confused and finds himself in the horrible predicament that the first construction worker did, unfortunately, open-mouthed into the water.
And I take my hands behind, like, to the back of his head, and I slowly compress, squeezing his head as I dunk it in. And beneath my breath, maybe someone else can hear it. I don't think I do it so low as to not be heard, because I think part of it to me is that I would love for someone else to hear, just because I think it's funny. Wade in the water, wade in the water, Emmett, wade in the water. Judas gonna trouble the water. As I look to Jesus.
Jesus, this entire time, Carbon, you feel wet fingers climb up the back of your mask to clutch whatever hair or skin you have left in there, and just through what is potentially orgasmic tension, just uses you as Jesus. You know Jesus is watching Judas Iscariot before you.
Just steel daggers right into Judas. Just eyes locked. I let Jesus do whatever the fuck he wants with Judas.
Can I tell that Carbon's staring at me?
Yeah, give me a wits insight.
Wits insight. Alright, wits insight.
I don't know, Carbon, are you trying to hide this expression at all?
Fuck no.
Okay. Give me a 2.
That is 2 successes. And
You-
what is this? Is this a hunger symbol? I think so. I don't
Yeah,
know if
no
that
worries.
means anything.
No worries.
Cool.
You have a feeling you're gonna get very well acquainted with Carbon's looks, John the Beloved's jealous looks. But you see it for the first time, and it's, I can only imagine, amusing to you.
I ain't never gonna be upset with a white person jealous.
Sal, you see all of this. You see the theater. You see the worship. You see the non-committal nature of Candy. Jesus is pleased. and there's still a feast of at least 2 other now for you.
I still have the beanbag shotgun in my hand, and I turn away from the show. Because I've been watching, obviously. How can I not? I turn to the people that are still kneeling. I cock it. I line it up and just shoot one in the chest.
We'll say it's the hot dog catering guy. Yeah.
Perfect. The gun gets tossed down into the sand. If I break it, I'll replace it. And I go over to the hot dog guy. Just grab him by the neck and lift him up. And there's a pause. Everybody here really loves their theatrics, don't they? I'm sure you're kind of sick of it. I won't make you talk. And he goes over to the water with him and he's just dragging him. Because frankly, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. Everyone here is gonna die. And I just put him down into the water. With my hand first. And then I get up, let go for just a second, and step on the back of his neck with my boot. And hold him there until he just stops. And I look over to Jesus. So we piling up these fucking meat bags for what?
Sal, give me a roll here.
Yeah.
I think it'll be wits insight as well. Let me see really quick here if there's anything relevant here.
Okay.
Let me see. Let's do your wits and streetwise.
Oh, thank God, because I don't have any insight.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, this is a 0. Wait, there we go. That is 2 successes.
Okay. It's a bit of a muddled guess that you have, but you're wondering with the collected vessels here, most of it was random. But you can't help but wonder why Jesus specifically started with that particular broad construction worker. And you're kind of wondering, you look at Jesus's disposition, his body, his frame. You imagine in life he was just one skinny motherfucker for his entire life. And with the power that he has now going after the big guy first. And then there also does seem to be love and reverence for the drowned bodies of that, the 20-something young girl, the hot dog caterer, the contractor, the frat boy. Whoever's left in this, we'll just say that there's just the last person who's just witness to all of this. And extremely likely that Kelly, Lute, and Khan will just have to go through their slim pickings. But yeah, Sal, I think you're just you wonder if Jesus, despite all of the fairy tale, the Mother Goose shit, there's still power trip in him.
I think so.
Jesus still has not fed. When he releases his fingers, recedes his hand from your mask, Carbon, you are all made for me. named, created, and breathe for me. You are all so beautiful. Thank you for treating me, accompanying me. Well, let's get these bodies back to my abode. And Kelly just kind of looks up from, she's, you know, the pack mates just didn't go through with drowning, just like fully like is tearing this person apart. But just looks up. Well, we'll say Kelly is more notably, it's kind of like when you're cracking open crab shells for your younger siblings sort of thing with Kelly. Kelly just like looks up and is like, what? Sorry, I mean. And Jesus just like puts up a gracious hand as if, no, you totally didn't speak out of turn. I prefer when they're a bit more swollen. When the water mixes in with the blood, they're what's remaining. Because it'll all turn into wine.
All right. Look at Carbon. I guess we'll pack some trunks.
And I want to go clubbing.
You want to go clubbing?
Finally, my language.
What kind of vibe? Excuse me, my Lord, Jesus Christ. What kind of vibe do you prefer? Are you a lounge kind of person, a nightclub dance kind of person, just going for a drink?
I want to dance. He looks at Candy.
Well then. Perfect. Should we change, or are you fine in your current vestments, my lord?
Well, I don't want to be rude to you and your customers, Simon, Peter. However you feel I would look best.
I could not disagree with you. I feel like you would be a delight in any form.
With the begrudging task that is left to the rest of your pack, Carbon, 5 drowned bodies are loaded into a car. We'll say that all of you, just for logistics' sake, take the black SUV and get Jesus ready for a night of clubbing. But before that, we're gonna go ahead and take a break, everybody. Woo! We will see you very soon, within 10-15, and we'll be back with some Bat House announcements per usual. See you very soon. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from the break. I hope you got some water or blood, whatever you need to do. Welcome to some Bat House announcements. The Slumber Talkback is now up on YouTube. If you missed the live stream the first time, Slumber was our liminal horror guest GM short series led by Oleander at Stray Nerd Boy, featuring some cast members such as me and Kendo, as well as Sean at High Gain Sad and Abhishek at Neon Raiden. Again, our talkback is up live on YouTube if you are ever interested in seeing what our thoughts were about liminal horror and playing in the beautiful sleep epidemic world that Oleander cooked up for us. Kids on the Stoop is Bad House RPG's talkback and review show. Our first episode is me and Fabs talking about and reviewing In Memoriam. This Friday is when Kendo's episode premieres, where Fabian and Kendo will be discussing GM-less games. And also, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to our YouTube, we are at 2 till 300 subscribers, and we need 1,000 to get our head vampires monetized. So just start telling your friends if you don't mind. Let's get back into eternity in Jersey City. Candy. The Marquee in Jersey City has a nice ring to it. I think there's a surprising amount of architectural things that you sort of find refreshing here. The clientele is new, and there's plenty of people who are, we'll say, shepherding the next future generation of people who watch streams, who brain rot, and need some proper subliminal messaging to kill their parents. All of you have settled into a VIP booth, but almost as if a young puppy pissing on his own chain. How have you dressed Jesus Christ for this night?
Well, I would like to pull it back just a bit to say that it was a very intimate experience. Typically, for someone like some guest, it would be their entire pack moving, zooming across, and making it a big deal. But with just Candy and Jesus, very quiet. At least get some muck and like mud off his fingers and just pampering and talking, and like an ASMR style, more compliments and their thoughts about the feeding as like they file away, and what they end up is just a nice pair of like leather pants and some boots, but the exposed skin is spotless.
How close do you get to him? How willing are you to touching his skin, as wet and flushed still as it is?
Surprisingly comfortable. As long as she wasn't chewed away. Got as close and detailed and proper.
Do you keep this kind of more of a intimate, private interaction between you and Jesus, like in like a closed off dressing room area? Or is the rest of the inner circle allowed to just watch?
I imagine like some like high-rise room or balcony, so if someone looked up they could see it, but that's as far as they get. So it's all of you from the ground floor.
He, I think, leans back on the railing as you affix certain jewelry to him, or if you find, what is the reaction? I want to ask here, actually, as just like a drop of blood just like glides down his jaw down to his neck, a man just bleeding out on the club dance floor. He doesn't seem to react to it or anything like that. He almost sort of wonders what you would do about it. He just watches you, waiting for a reaction.
Blood is blood is blood. This is the Church of Rapture, baby. The tongue just curls across whatever muscle or flesh from the wettest point to the driest.
You put your mouth on Jesus Christ?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, again, there is that chest flesh. There's something about these Arc of Eternity motherfuckers. There is something that you almost wonder. Is Jesus Duskborn? He hasn't said anything. He doesn't seem to say too much, and then all of a sudden touches Carbon with no abandon. But there seems to be a respectful physical distance or breadth that he gives you, but with his eyes, it's all the more disrespectful. I can't wait to see how you hunt, Peter. What's it like?
With all my heart. It's beautiful. Like all things roses do.
Will I get to see any of it tonight? Or will you make me wait?
Well, it would be rude to make you wait.
I want to see it all.
Then I should get started. Just peels away.
All of you, finally, whoever is watching exactly as Jesus and Candy or Simon Peter walk back down to the downstairs area where this VIP booth is. I want to ask all of you before any proper festivities happen. Carbon. Did you let the inner circle know at any point about the Church of Baal duo that was spying? Or rather, not openly spying, but just watching all of you at the blood feast?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I was going to be something I was going to share with somebody in particular.
Okay. Then all of you, if you wouldn't mind giving me a wits awareness. Someone needs to get a 5. Two from Sal. 4 from Candy.
I might use my reroll.
Your reroll. 2 from King. Let's see what Carbon gets.
I got 2 successes, but one of them is a critical on a hunger die, and I have 2 that I can re-roll. And I have a re-roll banked from last episode because of a Grateful Donor. So I'd like to re-roll those 2, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
I'm doing what...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing what it's called in the business a crit fish here. So this is a messy crit fish. Oh, okay. Beans. Just 3 successes.
Okay. Candy, no messy crits, just regular success.
Yep, just a sexy 5 with that reroll.
It's not an outright obfuscate. It's not an outright power or anything like that, but there is a short blonde woman who seems to be dancing with no abandon in between bodies. And you recognize her. You know that's Pauline. A new Duskborn. For only a couple months, but you know she smells different. She doesn't smell just like a Duskborn anymore. And she's just dancing and she's fast. And she's able to flit from what seems to be one end of the dance floor to the next. And you know that every now and then you and her lock eyes. She is curious, but she seems to mostly just be enjoying herself. But you do know that is Mary Magdalene.
She'll let her be. For now.
Okay. Again, back to the pissing puppy on the leash, excited, waiting to see what'll happen. Jesus looks up at you, Candy. Won't you call me when you're done with your preparations?
Of course.
And Jesus just surges into the dance floor. It is a mess, but he dances, and he dances, and the four of you are left with each other.
Thoughts? Oh, come on. Surely someone has thoughts.
I think this
Go
motherfucker's
on.
gonna be hard to wrangle. That's what I think.
Says we need to wrangle him. Look at him. He's a natural.
At what?
There a fucking echo in here? Thought they fixed the acoustics in this place, Candy.
You're talking to me? Really?
A joke.
Keep
Look.
it to yourself then.
Candy, do you know about the Eagles? The band, the
Heard of
Eagles.
them? Okay, yes.
Don Henley, Joe Walsh, Timmy Schmidt, as well as Glenn Fry, sometimes Don Felder. Okay? I'm Don Henley.
Okay.
Sal's Joe Walsh. You're Glenn Fry. Timmy B. Schmidt is King. And Jesus Christ is Don Felder. Whenever they tried to go off by their own and start their own career, they sounded like shit. But when they sang in harmony with one another, it's some of the best goddamn fucking rock and roll you've ever heard come across your ears. Normally I let Sal talk during this, but things are going to be a lot simpler if we work together in harmony. So I'm extending a hand of friendship so that maybe, just maybe, we don't tear each other's throat. Because if I hear your attitude come across my ears one more time, I'm gonna start ripping arms off in this place.
Really? Threats? In my establishment. That's really cute. Sal, you should invest in the muzzle.
But why would I do that? He's doing exactly what he's supposed to.
What? Making threats to me?
Trying to get you to fucking behave because we all have a job to do together.
I'm behaving. You don't tell
I'm
me
just
what
trying to
behaving is.
extend an olive branch because it seems that there was an olive branch before and it somehow ended up squarely up your ass. So I'm trying to remove it so that we can work together cohesively.
Rather keep it up there. It keeps me spry. Storyteller, I do have a question. Did we all see little green jealousy down by the lake, or was that solely a King thing or Sal thing?
'Cause I think King was the only one who saw it, but maybe not.
It was only King. Well, honestly, we can. Do you want to give me a retroactive what's insight?
Yeah.
You only need a 2.
I got that. Well, then I'll just take half.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you saw it.
Oh, you want to talk about harmony? What was that little stare you had back at the lake or river or whatever? You really had it in for King or Judas, and he was just putting on a show. Or was that olive branch then?
I'm playing my part, Candy. I think maybe Rose, whatever you call yourselves nowadays, like you would understand playing your part.
Well, I know about playing it well. You, on the other hand, maybe you should rehearse a little before you come critiquing someone else. Okay, puppy? That's what I thought.
Sal, I'm gonna go walk the perimeter.
All right, you do that, buddy.
King.
Yes. Yeah.
I was just saying good night to you. Good night. I'm gonna start
Good night.
walking the perimeter doing security.
Y'all are already at each other's throat. This is the first fucking night.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was just telling the truth.
Okay. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
It's always the same with you. You always do this. This is ridiculous.
Do what? Honestly, I don't think this is the place to be doing any of that. He said anything. I am going to put on a show for our Lord and Savior, so I will see you both later.
All right. Go ahead. Have
Good
fun.
night. So you two were fucking at some point, right?
What'd you say, Kendo? I'm sorry. Then hit their microphone.
So you two were fucking at some point, right?
We were married.
Cute.
I know.
Oh, Jesus
I
knows
know.
how to pick them.
Telling me. Jesus fucking Christ, indeed.
Jesus fucking Christ, indeed.
So we're
So
really
what's
gonna
your-
make. No, go ahead.
No, please, you first.
Are we really gonna make this motherfucker some sort of pastor?
Ugh. What? He's probably going to ask us to round up some other believers, try to do some sermons on the mount or some shit, kill people in, I don't know, with fish and bread. I don't know where he's getting his biblical lore from, but it's all sorts of messed up. And honestly, I'm just here to ride this out to the end, mostly because I'm going to eat him. But
Well, yeah, that's the only reason any of us are here. I mean, except maybe
Well.
Carbon.
Carbon feels a little bit more deeper in the weeds.
Yeah, he's just got his own thing going on.
You ever watch Power Rangers?
No?
No? Okay.
No.
Do you know anything about Power Rangers?
I know what they are, yes.
So you know that there's like a bunch of different colors. There's like red, blue, green, yellow,
Yeah.
pink, depending on the season, you know.
And they do a bunch of flips.
Right, exactly. There's this one season that came out not too long ago. SPD. And there is the Blue Ranger, right? Is like always like kind of the second in command. Red Ranger's in command. Second, Blue Ranger's kind of like the not backup, but right. They're the one that steps up when Red Ranger isn't there. Now in SPD, the Blue Ranger is the son of a previous Red Ranger from like a different thing, right? And he spends the whole fucking he spends the whole fucking series pissed off that someone else gets to be Red Ranger. He thinks he's supposed to be Red Ranger. He's made it in his head. He's gone through all his training. He's gone through all this stuff. In his own mind, he's special. Because Destiny's supposed to make him special. You know what happens to the Blue Ranger?
No, King, I don't know what happens, but tell me.
He fucking gets over it. He learns his fucking place. And he learns he's Blue Ranger for a reason. Now, Carbon might eventually get to the point where he realizes that he's supposed to be Blue fucking Ranger. But until then, maybe this will make him, move things along. Help take care of the more extraneous aspects of this Jesus. Play along with him in the way that he needs to be played along. He'll keep trying to be Red Ranger. And when the time comes, he'll know he's blue.
I think he's playing his part exactly like it's. I mean, I haven't been to Bible school in a lot of years, but he seems pretty beloved to me. So.
And everybody loves the Blue Ranger. But they all know who's in charge.
You know, the Red Ranger, huh? Or is that Jesus?
That's a great fucking question.
Look out to the dance floor to see if I can see him.
For whatever peculiar reason, Jesus seems to be in between a large, tall man and what's maybe presumably, from context clues, large, tall man's girlfriend.
We're gonna find out if he doesn't get himself fucking killed.
I think it's more likely he kills someone else, which might be a problem for us.
Yeah, see, that's my concern. I think we should go the serial killer route. He needs an outlet.
I'm not really one for cleanup duty, but if it's for the King of Kings, I guess I can't say no.
None of us can.
I guess then we prepare to have to do cleanup duty and get things like, I guess if Jesus does do something fucking stupid and tries to commit a violence here, we try to cover it and move it to a place where it can happen without, too much.
Yeah.
As this is happening, we'll hold on for any potential roles that must happen. But for now, it just seems like Jesus is getting a little bi-curious on the club dance floor.
Okay.
Candy, what are you up to?
So, clearly, Candy has a thing for Christ. In this kind of club space, she's kind of set up in a booth, and I just want us to picture a modern Last Supper, but in the center is Lady Godiva. We have Candy completely naked, just chatting people up. Because we're in a Cyrus feeder, so we're talking to fans, we're talking to new gens, old heads, anybody and everybody who's ever known her and her music from this generation. I'm just taking small nips, bites, some playful, some not, some drawing blood. But it's for him to see.
And Candy, you're having an interesting eyeful of the way that Jesus decides to dance in between this couple. It's a night of insight. Give me a wits plus insight. There's no penalty to your, attention going from one way to the other. You're a professional.
Gotcha. That is 2 successes.
I think the thing in particular that you'll find is that I don't know. It's such an interesting thing here for what I'm just trying to pull out from you. Jesus seems to be having a lot more fun leaning back on the guy, we'll say.
And that's okay, because Candy's an ally.
But I think you'll see, almost like Jesus promises, he still likes gals. His hands still half-heartedly reach out and hold onto the woman in front of him. But as you are presented, Lady Godiva, he just watches as you take from people and people. There's a parallel from him yesterday wading through 13 vampires and you wading through 10s, 20s of mortals who are big fans of you. There is this sparkle in him that maybe Sal and King are also just picking up as he's just witnessing. He's seeing parasociality. Maybe for the first time, he's seeing love in this club. He's seeing that what would be him to the masses, Candy is to all of these people now. Candy is Jesus Christ. And there's a pang of jealousy there. From Carvin to King to Jesus to Candy. Candy, you are having a pleasant time here. Does it ever get violent, your presentation? Is there ever a moment where you just decide to show Jesus more blood? Is there any more theatrics?
I think it comes from the herd or the kind. Someone gets a little too spicy or upset that she's spending more time with someone else, or they were expected a turn and gets passed over. She doesn't mind like hands on her like body or extra pulls because they can't do anything to her. So if any violence erupts, it's not from her. She's pretty placid.
Noted. Carbon, whether or not you're seeing this divine spread out in the dance floor, you've made your way into the back, into like the behind kitchen bar sort of area. What are you doing?
I'm looking to see if there's any staff back here. None.
There is one person who's on their phone, just not doing their job whatsoever.
Not even gonna look at them or talk to them. I'm just gonna stride past them This tall, just shadowy, dark figure, masked, and just stomp right past them to the back door of the joint. And I'm gonna go ahead and just look around, look up and see a security camera, and just reach up and then turn it so it's facing like the wall or off in the distance at the person that's on their phone. And I'm just going to push the door open and then just snap 3 times. And then you hear a whistle come from Carbon's mouth, like under the mask. And then you just see the pack just start coming in and grabbing crates of alcohol or kegs or things like that and just taking them. And Carbon's just holding the door open and just nodding and nodding and nodding. And I think we can even see the person just on their phone, just texting. And they're just taking every box of alcohol that they can carry out to their own cars. And then Carbon's going to take a brick and then pry the door open, like prop the door open. And I'm going to walk on over to their cars where they're loading it up. And I'm going to pull out a wallet. It's not Carbon's. It's from some of the people that died tonight. I'm going to take some of the money, drop the wallet, and then take another wallet, take some of the other money, and then I'm going to throw it over the fence. And I'm going to break it out in between all of them. And then say, find a nice warehouse or like dock by the riverside and set some barrels on fire. Good proper party.
I think Kelly kind of goes over to you in her smudged, oily jumpsuit and honestly, like, extremely fashionable, like, jewelry and put together hair. Are you doing okay?
Well, the Lord our Savior, my God, a descendant of Cain, is right in front of us. So, I am operating to the best of my ability. I'm walking the path, just like you should, Kelly.
I believe and trust in you implicitly. I don't know about this Jesus thing. It's kind of scary.
Most leaps of faith are, Kelly. The path that we walk explicitly states that we are to approach fear and death and not shy away, but look at it bold-faced and study it for what it is. You must remember to be like that, Kelly. Just stare it down.
Is this...
Go ahead.
Is this type of talk from Carbon extremely new to Kelly? Or is zealotry something Carbon has shown?
So Carbon with the pack has been like very much like a youth pastor, is very much like, hey kids, like, have you heard about Cain? And have you heard about the good word about how we are the apex predator and how humans are beneath us and how we hunt them for sport and everything like that, and you've been chosen to ascend to be above that and everything like that. But isn't like shoving doctrine down them, isn't being like, oh, we all have to participate in the Voldery and we all have to like gather together. It's more like the Warriors, more like a 1970s New York gang. It's just like we have like we're all gathered around an ideal and we're gathered around like, and we all dress up in the similar fashion to kind of showcase that because it's fucking cool. Why not? It might be edgy to some people, but it's cool to us. I don't know. And you get to kill people and drive fast cars. Why wouldn't you love that?
Kelly as the ghoul to this pack. Not quite fully undead. You see her it's not trepidation, it's hesitation. Her buying in is not quite there, but she is the most useful to you on a day-to-day basis. She finds herself nodding slowly as she just carries the last crate of alcohol. I believe in you. And I'll believe in anything that you say.
If anything, Kelly, you shouldn't believe in just me. You should believe in the blood. The blood that flows through your veins as well.
Right. I'll see you soon. We'll get set up.
Make it loud. I want to have fun tonight. The
Okay.
techno's cramping my style.
Bye.
Safe. Rubber meets the road. Gonna turn and
Sal and King, the two of you begin to kind of lean forward on your seats now as Jesus begins to approach Candy and Jesus Candy in front of you. There is a rapturous whispering in your ear, Candy, from Jesus. Please. I need to baptize someone on top of you.
I'm sure we can find a basin or something.
Would you
Take
let
your
me?
pick.
Simon Peter, would you allow me? Here and now.
By all means, my lord.
Could I open you?
I am your vessel to do whatever you wish.
Jesus climbs on top of the pedestal, the sort of staging here in the center of the dance floor. Straddling your abdomen. You just sort of see him clumsily, sweatily. There's blood already dripping down onto your skin and your body as he just plunges fingers into your belly button and lifts from your rib cage and just rips open. The blood inside of you is warm and perfumed from all of the wonderful offerings that you've gotten from tonight. And Jesus looks up, gestures to the crowd who is terrified now. Who will come forth? Who will taste sweet, sweet truth? Who will worship my apostle tonight? Who will offer their life? Carbon, you hear Jesus yelling. Sal and King, I want to ask the two of you, because there's already sort of not a prepared role here, but is there anything that you want to do?
I think King hears Sal go, God damn it.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, King's initial instincts are that of a bouncer. And as things start looking like this is about to start freaking people out, I'm moving towards the door to prevent people from leaving.
That's a step. I think, yes, absolutely. I look at King, see what he's doing, nod, look to the crowd, and I head towards Candy and Jesus, and I'm just gonna grab some motherfucker by the back of their neck and drag them up if no one volunteers, because there's probably no way anyone's gonna volunteer.
There's a hearty almost 8 seconds of silence until Sal, you pick, you choose. James the Great, would you do the honors and hold them down into the fluid?
Of course. I look at Candy instead of Jesus when I talk. I'd be honored. And I've grabbed some poor twink, probably. Whoever was easiest and closest to drag. Maybe even one of Candy's fans. Because they were close. And just... no hesitation, no theatrics.
Candy, are you attempting to maintain a straight face, no screaming, or are you letting it go? What's the reaction?
There are some efforts of discomfort and pain, but not outright distress.
Jesus, again, there's this rapturous whispering. No. I want this to feel good for you. What can I do?
Just keep your eyes on me. Don't stop watching me.
Of course. This is the easiest thing you can ask of me. As your ex-husband drowns someone who has maybe even killed someone for you inside of you. King, you're not letting anyone leave.
No.
Are you using anything in particular to prolong that effect, or is it just violence?
Oh, it's just violence. It'll be stern and a wall at first. No, you can't. Sorry, folks, the show just started. But if anybody tries to move past me, well, they don't necessarily need arms or legs to have a good time.
Carbon, did you make your way out now? Are you witnessing this?
Carbon is activating Silence of Death, and I'm going to make a rouse check to do Unseen Passage.
Okay.
I do not get hungry for that one. I'm still at 2 hunger. I'm going to take one. The beauty of the GoPro is that it can just fit in your pocket.
Yeah.
And I am just going to stealthily move over to like an area that has a good angle of everything. I'm going to take that little rectangle camera and I'm just going to set it up and turn it on and let it get a view of everything. It's the church. It's the vultures. We gotta do. It's for research. It's for study. And then I'm just gonna we're gonna start doing a vibe check on the crowd. I'm just gonna start moving through the crowd a bit like Assassin's Creed. Silence of Death, Unseen Passage, just slinking past them, seeing if anybody is gonna get ornery or get stepping, or if anybody wants to participate. We can push people towards the altar.
There is
Everybody
a
can take sacrament.
mighty attempt to push past you and King at this point. The rising music, the techno bumping is also paired and mixed with people beginning to shout and scream, an attempt to claw at the walls here. But the marquee is well suited for people trying to run away. Another architectural pleasantry. To gauge the success of this between King and Carbon, if it's strength, if it's manipulation, intimidating, whatever kind of dice pool you'd like to offer to make this work, I want a collective. Let me see. I want the two of you to roll so that you get a total amount of 8 successes together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we can do that.
Cool. So however you're choosing, what you can make the dice pool, but you gotta get 8 successes.
I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and rouse to activate prowess.
Of course.
We're dropping unseen passage. I do get hungrier. That's 3 hungry. Ooh. But I'm gonna keep Silence of Death on because there's nothing more terrifying than a big, strong motherfucker that's silent as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And so prowess adds my potence rating to my dice pool. I guess strength brawl. We're kind of in that vibe of like the Woodstock that was security by is it Woodstock 99 that had security by the Hells Angels? Yeah, it's a bit like that. I'm gonna start throwing fuckers around and collaring them and everything like that, and being like, "Don't you want to go to the bar and have a drink?" That kind of thing. Just strong arming them. So that's gonna make us a strength plus brawl. That's 6 plus 4. That's 10 die pool. So.
Okay, and King. I cannot hear you.
Oh, I'm muted. That's why. Let's see what I have. Because I don't.
You have awe if you go about this, or you also have shadow cloak if you want to add intimidation of any kind.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is, right? Where it's like I'm standing by the door, giving my best, not really impression of a bouncer, but truly just being a bouncer in this moment, of the physically intimidating wall that is more so to deter you from trying to commit violence or trying to force your way past, but will commit violence and will do so in a way that is also intimidating to make a to make an example out of anyone who would. So if I can commit violence in a way that is intimidating, I would love to use Shadow Cloak.
Yeah, that could be strength or manipulation as your attribute, and just go ahead and throw intimidation and your relevant pools into that.
Okay, cool. I'll do...
I believe you're stunning, or you're beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
As well. You're beautiful. Okay, so that you can add those. You can add that. This is
Does that work for being beautifully intimidating, throwing a motherfucker to the ground, giving
in
them
a club
count
of rapture party.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Candy, your ex-husband Sal is still wrestling this person inside of you, and one of your ribs breaks and punctures one of your lungs in the process. It is just this strange, it's not even who knows if this is a dance between the two of you. What is Candy feeling?
Oh, she's dissociating. Like,
Dissociating.
there's been worse things, but like, it's very quiet. Eyes kind of flitting between Sal and Christ. There's like some playful twitch at her lips, but she's mostly gone.
Sal, is this pleasurable to you? Or is this frustrating?
This is the first pleasurable thing that has happened since Jesus Christ showed up. I think that there's a little bit of blood splatter from having to hold this person down up on somewhere on Candy's neck or shoulder or cheek, somewhere innocuous but intimate. And he just wipes it off. He's one-handing this motherfucker. And he just very gently wipes it off.
Can the both of you, Candy and Sal, give me a rouse check, and then we'll get back into this dice pool. There's a lot of blood all over the floor. All over Jesus. You succeed, Sal? That is a failure for Candy. Candy, you feel yourself somehow, even despite the dissociating. Sometimes the body still pushes through to feel physiological hunger. You smell your own blood. You smell the blood of the fan. Somehow, the auto-cannibalistic sense of it all. You're a creature of hedonism. These things happen. What did King and Carbon get? 6 successes from King and 6 successes from Carbon. 12 successes out of a needed 8. The two of you orchestrate. We'll even go beyond how you wrap up tonight. How do the two of you, somehow working together, even wrap this up until the next day? There's no need for responsibilities or accountability after this roll today. How does it just all wrap up?
I think with a pool of bodies strewn about the place, it feels like the end of the hallway fight scene in Old Boy. There is blood, there are bones, tattered clothes, broken bodies of those who refuse to join in the ecstasy. And I think maybe just at the end of it all, those who... I think it's just potentially just me and Carbon here at the end of it, while like everyone else is still at the altar, just the two of us surrounded by the broken. And I think like as like it's clear to us that this is over, or that no one else is going to try to escape. There's no one else that needs to be broken. I look to you, Carbon, and I go, fucking love your work, man.
Big fan of your altruism. Cheers. I'm gonna hold up a heart.
I'm gonna reach into I think for this party, King switched into like a long long sleeve button down black shirt that's unbuttoned all the way to like right to the cum gutters, and like a blazer over it, and reaches into the blazer to pull out a blood bag and raises it to you. Cheers.
Going to toast it, and then you'll see Carbon bring up the mask up past the nose right there and bite into it and just start draining, like squeezing it like a Capri Sun into Carbon's mouth.
It's a surprisingly handsome face, King.
And then once done, just gonna and then take a bite out of it and then toss it so it just splatters and bounces across the floor, and just gonna lean back.
In almost like diametrically opposed, there is only a grace and a smoothness to the way that King wanders over to one of the nearby tables to grab a glass of whatever is on there, like throw it out, and then take a bite out of the top of the bag to then like pour into the cup, and just like full blood sommelier, like just like swirling it in the glass, getting a whiff of it, and then drinking from there.
The twink is dead,
Long live the twink.
lying in between you, inside of your ribs, your lungs, and he just, as Sal, however you discard him, he just slithers out onto the ground. And Jesus is sobbing now at the orchestra of everything all around this inner circle. Candy, you catch eyes with Pauline, Mary Magdalene, before she just flits out again. Thank you. Thank you, Peter. You've done so much. And allow me to do this for you. And he takes hold of your ribs. And Sal, you just watch. Candy, you also see. Jesus begins, almost as if his skin begins to melt in to Candy's, the blood beginning to transfer over from something, the skin vampiric and dead, through his blood begins to stitch your skin back together. And there is a relief of some amount of healing, some amount of something magically being able to happen here. And he just has to, almost as if your skin is a pool that he brings his fingers out of. When you touch your abdomen, it is solid again. There is nothing for any fingers to pass through as if liquid. And you are still going to have a certain amount of aggravated damage, but it is healed. The night finally begins to calm however it can. Your pack, Candy, whoever is left around to be able to clean up the mess, cleans up the mess, we'll say. And Carbon, you still have a pack and dozens of crates of alcohol awaiting you, overlooking the Hudson River now, with blazing barrels of fire. Where do we see Carbon now?
Carbon, covered in blood, sheds a jacket, starts shedding the clothes, overlooking, and Kelly probably walks over, gives a look of like apprehension, And then Carbon nods and then takes the bundle of clothing. It's a racing suit. Slides it on, zips it up, clasps it around the fireproof, the flame-proof balaclava. Grabs a helmet. You can see there's GoPros on it. And there's places for GoPros to be attached on the racer suit. Turns and looks over, and I think, as you can see, like the barrels burning, it looks almost like this kind of odd Black Sabbath of these bodies twisting in this orange and black light. And that once again holding up the hands and the revving of the engines and everything. Cars peel out from the Hudson from these black barrels. And then car dealerships around the area, used car dealerships, start finding cars crashing in through the front, people going in and taking them. And there's a Land Rover, Range Rover specific dealership, and you can see Carbon gets into the seat of another like 4-door Ford Focus or whatever, a cheap car. And revs the engine, and then Kelly takes a long barbecue match and just tosses it in, and Carbon catches fire. And we can see that flame retardant gear starting to crisp and burn, and that skin that was perfect then starts to cook underneath as the inside of this car is catching on fire. And Carbon guns the gas. And then activating prowess, activating Wrecker, is going to hit the curb with this car, hit a concrete barrier, and launch in through the ceiling, the front windshield. That car's going to flip over, ass over tea kettle. Carbon's going to crash in through the plate glass window of this car dealership right into a Range Rover's windshield, crumpling it inwards, turning into a wrecking ball, flaming like trebuchet, like launching point. Rolling that over, it flips over, gasoline starts leaking on the floor, and then Carbon just starts writhing around on it, and gasoline starts catching, and this entire dealership just lights up. And I'll probably take some damage, but that'll be converted to not aggravated. It'll just be a nice little superficial damage.
Are you happy?
Yeah. For once. Affirm.
The beast, the voice of the hunger, the voice of your sire, the screaming, roiling rage. Her voice resonates. This is how you live, Carbon. It is like a prayer. It is like worship. When you roll back up to your pack, singed, truly burned, feeling that fire again, somehow that comfort of it, despite how close it left you to die, how it did. There's an eerie silence all around. Kelly, Lute, and Khan overlooking the Hudson River. And they're just watching something. Not that you would expect or appear to expect a round of applause every time you participated, you did this sort of thing. Kelly looks back over at you. Look. And you see bodies. You see arms attempting to swim and carry themselves through the Hudson River. There are at least 4 people out there, people who raising their voices out for help. Kelly just looks up at you. Lute and Connor look up at you for leadership.
Well, he said, let us be fishers of men. Go get 'em.
Your pack takes their shoes off, takes off all the heavy clothes on their bodies, and begins to help fish out the people swimming. It takes a few of the minutes, and you stand over everyone with a strange new feeling. As Kelly, Lute, and Connor pull out what looked to be, smell to be, Duskborn from New York City. And you remember all the signs. You remember the passages. The designed apocalypse. It all starts. It all truly starts. Now. What are your last thoughts, Carbon?
Just of Gehenna.
And that is the end of episode 2 of Eternity in Jersey City. My name is Josephine. You can find me at Scary Dog Friend on socials, and I have been your storyteller, your alchemist, empress of Jersey City, your Jesus Christ. I will pass it off to B. Nar.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bnar. I've been Sal, Son of Thunder. I'm Sassy Lich everywhere, and I love all of these crazy fuckers, but I'm going to pass it off to my ex-wife.
Well, at least you passed me something. Hi, I'm Vin at VinVoxBA on all the socials at Blue Sky. That is VinVox.com, which is also my website, because I am a voice actor and tabletop performer, and I've been Candy. That's been sweet. What about Kendo? What about you?
Oh my god. Hi, everybody. My name is Kendrick Kendo, whichever you prefer, and I've been king. You can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Kendo Makes Films, and my actual play podcast, Tales Yet Told, wherever you get your podcasts, and also anywhere on the internet that matters at Tales Yet Told. But there's one last freak I gotta pass it on off to. Hey, Wes.
Hi, that's right. My name's Wes, and if, you're digging through the ditches and burning through the witches in the back of your Dragula, there I'll be too. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me everywhere at carrion-comfort.com. That's my website. That's my Blue Sky. If you look up Carrion Comfort on Instagram, you'll probably find me there. Maybe on TikTok. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Thank you so much. I had a great time. Tonight was really fun. I had a really wholesome time. I learned a lot. Learned a lot about my friends.
Real wholesome time.
We learned a lot about Hole.
Learned a lot about Hole and how
we
Jesus
did
likes
post Hole. We did post Hole. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.